What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with another market watch. Had to hit you guys with the back-to-back. This market is crazy. There's so much going on. I just did one yesterday, day before yesterday, and it was a 20-minute long video. Nothing's really changed since then, and there's still a lot to talk about. Flesh of Blood is going absolutely crazy. If you're not feeling the excitement for the game, for the market right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into it here. Aether Quickening, the blue promo, the alt art promo card, is at $90, which is kind of insane. Up from $80, and there's barely any left on the market. Obviously, a lot of excitement for the new wizards that are coming out. Intoxicating Shot. I feel like we talk about this card every single week. Look, barely any copies left on the market here. Cheapest copy on the market is like $10 for a non-foil, and for a rainbow, it's like $13. Scour, I think this could be a good one as well. All the Runeblades are trying to make a bunch of auras between, Rune Chants and Embodiment of Lightnings, Embodiment of Earths. Being able to blow them all up and deal arcane damage seems like a very good way to deal with them. In a blue block 3. It seems very powerful, and it's an Everfest Majestic. We know what happens with those. Cheapest copy on the market is like $1, $2 shipped. So if you don't have a playset, highly recommend it if you're interested in Wizard. Jack-O-Lantern, the promo card, has been seeing a lot of movement. I won't say it's good. I won't lie to you. I won't sniff any copium and say that it's going to be a good card or anything. But it is a Runeblade card. And Vinset, current Vinset builds, there's like some redline Vinset builds that do play Jack-O-Lantern. Actually seems like kind of an interesting card. I could see it finding its way into a fully redline Vinset deck or something like that. Cheapest copy on the market is $6.35. Which isn't terrible. And then if we go back to a similar theme, maybe Shadow Runeblade will just kind of be the flavor of the October Armory promos. Maybe we'll get some synergistic promo this Halloween for this card. Yeah, cheapest copy on the market, $6. Been seeing a lot of movement. It was like $2 when it came out, so slowly creeping up there. Stormstriders, we haven't talked about this card in a long time. Last time we talked about it, I think it was like 110, 120, and the cheapest copy on the market is down to 85. If you don't have it, definitely is the time to pick it up, because once they announce what those wizard abilities do, I imagine this card is going to go absolutely crazy. Toma Fendal, cheapest copy on the market is $5. I did want to talk about the rainbow foil. Cheapest rainbow foil on the market is only $20. And I think it's obviously one of the most broken cards in Flesh and Blood. If you have any kind of action point manipulation, or if you have eloquence tokens, which could be seeing some new synergies in the new set. When Michael Hamilton was asked what he thinks the most broken card in Flesh and Blood is, I think he said Toma Fendal, or was it like, what card do you think could be banned in Flesh and Blood? I think he said Toma Fendal. Either way, very powerful card. Cheapest copy on the market is only $20 for the rainbow foil, which, if you guys didn't see my last market watch, is cheaper than a rainbow foil unlimited Sink Below. So I think all of the Majestics from Welcome to Wraith are kind of undervalued, especially when compared to Sink Below. There's no reason Tome should be less than Sink Below. Contest the Minefield. This might be a spicy tinfoil hat pick. The new wizard weapon did seem to have a lot of synergies with auras, wizard auras. I know it specifically said sigil wizard auras, but could you see a wizard that has a lot of synergies with auras in general? It's possible that the new wizard would have aura synergy in general, and then the weapon specifically has sigil aura synergy. Not sure. Either way, it's a Bright Lights expansion slot, so when these become good, they like actually go crazy. Think Already Dead, Phantom Tide Maw, Tome of the Imperial Flame, Intoxicating Shot. We know that, yeah, Smashing Performance. We know that the Bright Lights expansion slot goes crazy when it's good. So yeah, for only $1.50, I think it is a very low risk, high reward investment. Worst case scenario, you waste $5 after shipping. Best case scenario, everyone's playing 3 Contest the Minefield and you already have a playset. And if you are going to pick up this or anything else on today's Market Watch, please do so using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. It costs you absolutely nothing, and a small portion of that goes to help the channel. Mistcloak Gully. I remember a lot of people were testing with this card early on, and a lot of lists seems to have dropped it, and the main reason for that was it was just too slow. Zen just blew you up and killed you way too quickly. But with the new Zen bans, while it does seem like Zen is still very powerful, maybe the entire meta isn't dictated by Zen anymore. Maybe slower decks are back in the meta, and you could at least side deck Mistcloak Gully. Not sure. Either way, cheapest copy on the market is only $34 for a Fable. Is criminally cheap, especially one that is like semi-playable in a way that Miss Cloak Goalie is. So if you don't have one, I highly recommend picking one up. Don't wait for it to become playable and then not have one. Crown of Providence, cheapest rainbow foil on the market, is $72, and the cheapest cold foil is like $140. I think this should be like a last priority, especially for new players, not NUU players, but like new, fresh, brand new players to the game. I think the meta would have to be very, very, very specific for you to want to play Crown of Providence. There would have to be like a lot of Arsenal disruption or something like that. And also Balance of Justice would have to not be relevant anymore. But with Blood Rush, Bellow, Art of War, so many ways to draw two in this game, it seems very unlikely that heroes will just stop drawing 2 cards suddenly. Yeah, I don't think it's like the best investment. I don't think it's the worst, but if you're a new player, I would highly recommend getting Balance or Tunic or almost any other legendary before picking up Crown of Providence. This should be like a last pickup, filling your collection kind of thing. Enlightened Strike, cheapest copy on the market is $28. That's not what we pulled it up for. We pulled it up for the Rainbow Foil. Cheapest copy on the market is $100. This is cheap as it's been in like a year, maybe more. And again, I bring it up because the Welcome to Wraith cards, the unlimited Welcome to Wraith cards, are like disappearing. The boxes are disappearing, the cards are disappearing. And to see E-Strike at an all-time low, not all-time, but like at a 1-year low, seems kind of crazy considering everything around it is disappearing and how powerful and versatile E-Strike is. It goes in so many different decks. Such a powerhouse of the game. We've seen it in competitive play since the game came out, and to see it at $100 for the cheapest copy is still insane to me. I know we talk about this card kind of frequently, but yeah, I'm just kind of sounding the alarm on it one last time. Please pick it up before it's too late. Mind Warp, another one we talk about a lot. I bring it up this time because there's very, very, very few listings left on the market. Look how quickly this price goes up. Mind Warp is finally gone a little bit crazy. Cheapest copy on the market that's not heavily played is $6 shipped. Kind of crazy. Yeah, it does seem very powerful in the new Wizards. Plague Hive is also at kind of an all-time low. And I think that this card could actually cook in Riptide. Obviously, it's bad in Azalea because you can't blind Azalea and hit this. You would just have the worst day ever. But I could see it cooking in Riptide. So if you've been holding off on the card, yeah, cheapest copy is only $50. Do I think it's going to be good? No, but I do think there's a chance it could be good. And then if it does become good, if it's played in like even half the Riptide builds, then something similar will happen to this, like Light of Soul. And Light of Soul, I think, is like $100 right now. So as soon as any kind of lists start including Plague Hive, it immediately mirrors this price tag, right? It would be a $100 card. I remember when Light of Soul wasn't played, yeah, it was right around like $40, $50, $60. And then as soon as people started playing it, it just went crazy. So I could see something similar happening with Plague Hive. Scale Peeler is weirdly enough becoming the winning dagger out of Outsiders. This would have been my last pick. I didn't think there was any chance that Scale Peeler would be the best dagger out of Outsiders, but it somehow has found its way to exactly that. Cheapest cold foil on the market is like $35, $40, and there's only 5 copies of this card left. This is just for this hand. But the other hand has a very similar story. So between the two, there's probably like 10 copies left on the market. And the price hasn't really moved since new came out. It's always been around the $35 price tag. So I think it's a good pickup before everyone starts including it, before everyone starts foiling out their new deck. I think it's a good pickup, only $36. Prized Galea, the Armory promo cold foil, is $43, which is insane. But I think it's because Visit the Golden Anvil card allows you to replace your equipment. So everyone who is playing Olympia is playing like 2 to 3 Prize Galeas. So it kind of makes sense that the price of this one would be more than your regular helmets of this rarity because every deck needs more than one of it. Yeah, cheapest copy on the market, $43. Go to your armories, get these promos. Sometimes they just spike and go crazy like this, kind of insane. Skullbone Crosswrap. I bring up Skullbone Crosswrap as an excuse to talk about Azalea, but Skullbone Crosswrap is a bit down. Cheapest copy on the market is $42.50, when just maybe like a month ago it was at $50. So it's creeping down a little bit, and so are all of the Azalea cards. And if we've learned anything from the KO deck, if we've learned anything from the Bolton deck, it's that when these Armory decks drop, all of the prices for the cards go crazy. I just talked about so many Bolton cards in my last market watch, and I'm sure once that Azalea deck drops, we're going to be talking about a lot of Azalea cards in that market watch, right? In the post-Armory Azalea deck market watch. Yeah, just kind of look through all of the Azalea cards. You know, pick up anything you don't have or anything you need. Don't wait for the Armory deck to drop. Wait for everything to spike. Yeah, just go ahead and grab what you need now in anticipation for that deck. Orion of Mystic Tenants, the rainbow foil. Last time we talked about this card, it was something ridiculous, like $20 or something like that. It has come back to earth. Cheapest copy on the market is now $5, so it's good to see that. Censor, cheapest copy on the market, is $15-ish shipped. I actually think that this card is going to go down more and more now that Bonds is not as strong of a card. Being able to censor or Amnesia, I would say all the same stuff about Amnesia. Being able to do that to Zen isn't quite as impactful anymore, just because you can't call the safe Descendant Gust Wave anymore, right? You don't know what Zen is going to be doing. He has a lot of different lines in his deck. It's not as easy to call something with Censor. Amnesia might not have an impact, right? He might just have like a Bittering Thorns, Mauling Key kind of turn where it's like he might lose 1 or 2 points of value, but not much. So I think Censor and Amnesia, after Pro Tour results come out, if those heroes that top aren't playing Censor and Amnesia, I think these cards are going to go down quite a bit. And I don't think that the cards are particularly good. So I don't think they're going to be in top, but it's kind of like a gamble on if you think they're still good or not. I personally do not. So I'm selling all of my copies of Censor. Brothers in Arms, Blue, the extended art, Brothers in Arms. This was a RTN promo from way back in the day. This card is just, it's so good in a hero that could use resources on your opponent's turn. We haven't seen that since Icelander. This was a 3 of an Icelander for a long time. And Oldham, it was a 3 of an Oldham. If we ever get a hero that kind of plays that mid-rangey game plan that Oldham and Icelander played, and uses resources on the opponent's turn, Brothers in Arms could go crazy at any moment. And what hero seems like it could be a mid-rangey hero? The new Earth Wizard. Wizards typically use resources on your opponent's turn. It's very possible that Brothers in Arms could be making a return. For the extended art, Rainbow Foil, it's like $10 for a playset. Highly recommend it. I think the card's fantastic. It just hasn't had a place in the meta since Icelander's been gone. Channel Lake Frigid came off of the banned and suspended announcement. Or for Living Legend format. It's unsuspended in Living Legend format. So with the new Living Legend skirmishes coming up in the near future, people are going to be needing 3 of this card. I'm kind of late on this. You see a lot of copies have sold in the last week or so since the announcement. But the price hasn't really moved much. Cheapest copy on the market is still like $3 or $4 shipped. So if you don't have a playset and you're looking to participate in those skirmishes, it's still a good time to pick it up. You'll still get it before skirmish season, still cheap. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, subscribe, help the algorithm help me out just a little bit. Later, gamers.